Ryan Elliott for Boxing News. We're in Arizona with me, Thunder, Dalton Smith. Dalton, been a while, how are you?
It's been a while, yeah, I'm good, how are you?
I'm good, mate. Let's come on to you. We'll come on to the fight shortly, but being now obviously in camp with Sonny Edwards at the Haney fight last week. I saw even Bill Haney thought you were Liam Parrow for a minute there. Just enjoying life.
Enjoying life, yeah, and just experience every aspect of boxing. Being on these trips, being in a long camp with Sonny, so I'm not the most active as Sonny is on social media and stuff. So, but always putting in the work behind the door, behind the closed doors.
Let's talk about Sonny first. Big fight this weekend. You've been in camp with him. He's been over here. He's been in Tenerife as well. Has this been a different Sonny Edwards in training camp, or has it been the same old Sonny?
Sonny always trains, very hard, and always treats every camp the same. But I just think it's the opposition, the opponent, what's giving him that extra push. He's been pushing for these big fights for a long time now. So I think finally him being able to get them, he's got that hunger inside of him. He's done 2 training camps away in Tenerife, so he's put a lot into this camp and a lot of money. So he's left no stone unturned.
He hasn't been in the ring with a southpaw since, I think, Thomas Asomba maybe, but I saw him speaking about that and he said he joking, I love fighting southpaws. Do you think it will actually work in his favour, that switch hitting style he likes to bring out?
Yeah, I think Sonny's one of those fighters, doesn't matter whether they're orthodox or southpaw, in being able to switch himself. And the way he fights, I don't think it really affects him. And the same as me, I like fighting southpaws. So every fight is different, but I don't think that's going to affect Sonny one little bit. The experience he's got, he's been in with more styles out there through his amateur and professional career, and he's very experienced. So yeah, I think it's going to be one of his toughest fights on paper, but nothing he's not seen before.
We know how elusive he is. We also know how good Bam Rodriguez is at cutting off the ring and finding angles of his own. Do you think there is going to be times on Saturday night where Sonny is going to have to fight?
Yeah, from looking at Bam, he's very, from what we've seen of Bam, he's very good, but, I just don't think Bam's been in there with anyone with the style of Sonny Edwards. And the styles Bam's been in with the movers and people who can take the space away from him, that's where he's struggled the most. So I honestly think, I wouldn't be surprised if Sonny can make this fight look easier, and Bam can't change much to deal with what he's got in front of him. So, but take nothing away, Bam's a really good fighter. He's looked destructive, in his short professional career and what he's achieved. But, from when this fight got made from day one, me, Sonny, the whole team, we've been very confident about it.
It's interesting you mentioned that about Sonny's style maybe not being such a great match for him. I don't know if you watched Bam's last fight out there. Got the win, but it's like you said, he was in with someone moving quite negative. Do you think there was a bit of a blueprint there as to, we saw him struggle at times to deal with that style?
Yeah, and obviously we can only comment on what we've seen, and we've seen Bam struggle with movers, but whether that was an off day for Bam, maybe he didn't get up for the opponent in front of him, but he answered a few questions for him, and it's from what we've seen, that's what Bam struggles with, and Sonny can adapt and he can frustrate the life out of anybody.
You see him up close every day. Is he Britain's best fighter?
Definitely. From what he's achieving, and I think obviously with the weight he's in, he's never going to get the recognition than the likes of the heavyweights and stuff. But the true boxing fans know what Sonny Edwards is and the talent he is. So yeah, most definitely he's up there with the pound for pound best fighter in Britain.
The one outcome people aren't pointing towards is the Sonny Edwards stoppage, but I found it interesting in the Matchroom YouTube channel. Your old man actually said, look, if he gets reckless, don't be surprised if Sonny does stop him. Do you agree?
Most definitely, and my dad's saying that. My dad's a man of very few words on cameras, but my dad's very good at reading a fight, predicting things, and like I say, Bam, and Sonny said it before, Bam's got a young head on his shoulders. Can he deal with the frustration Sonny's going to bring? And like I said, people don't think Sonny can punch, but that's because he never settles down on his shots. But if he can frustrate the life out of Bam early on and he comes chasing it, if Sonny can sit down on his shots and walk Bam onto one with the frustration, I'd be very confident he could get Bam out of there.
Final one before we move on to you. If I had to get an official fight prediction, how do you see this fight going?
Fight prediction, Sonny points.
Move on to yourself. We're waiting for fight news. We saw everything that was going back and forth with Maxi Hughes and that situation there. People talk about Harlem Eubank moved up, Adam Azim tied up European title. Is it going to be an international opponent?
Yeah, it's looking more to an international opponent. Obviously, we tried getting the Azim fight, the Harlem Eubank. We couldn't make them happen. I'm not quite sure if Harlem has moved up. Maybe he's just saying that. But yeah, he's probably looking more of an international opponent. Yeah.
Been given any dates or anything like that? When can we expect to see it?
We're looking February, March time. So that's why I've been in the gym training. Working on new things. Like I said, I'm always in the gym. I'm always fit. I think to be honest, I think this is the heaviest I've ever been. But I blame that to being out in America for 2 weeks. but yeah, we're looking February, March time.
If you can't get these domestic fighters in the ring with you, we mentioned the next one could be an international opponent. Do you think you can end up just leaving that behind, these domestic fights for now, and be like, look, I need to push on for a world title shot now?
Yeah, most definitely. And I've probably gone more through the domestic scene than any of the other bigger names at my weight. Harlem Eubank, Adam Azim. They've avoided the British scene, the domestic scene. So, I've played my part in that. I try getting the domestic fights. And if it means me now pushing on to the international fights to get me into the world rankings, that's a route we'll have to do. But like I said, my career doesn't depend on a certain few fighters. The 140-pound divisions are stacked. There's plenty of fights out there. And those fights will come when it's right.
I mentioned you were at Haney Prograis. I know Andy Purrell spoke to you very briefly afterwards, but upon reflection, what do you make of the fight? Superb performance from Devin Haney.
Yeah, superb performance, and I say I give credit where it's due. And there'd be no other explanation to the performance. He didn't put a foot wrong, and I've always been a big fan of Prograis as well. He's a great fighter, but like I say, Haney just it was a different fighter that night. Proved everyone he's up there with the very best, and like I said, if I keep on winning, these are the guys I'm going to be in with, and I can't wait till those fights come.
So I was going to say, was it interesting watching it not only as just a boxing fan, but almost like a bit of a scouting report? These fights could not be that far away.
That's it, and sometimes you have to remind yourself, these guys I'm watching here. A couple of years ago I'd be like, buzzing being at these fights. These are big names, but I'm sat there at the shows now looking at these guys because they're possible opponents. Later down the line for me. As long as I keep on winning, these are the big fights I'm going to be in, and that's what I'm in it for.
Devin Haney, Bill Haney, they both want Gervonta Davis. Who would win, Haney or Davis?
I think Devin Haney in that one. With the ring IQ and also the size difference as well. You could see the way Devin Haney handled the distance, took away when Prograis engaged. Devin Haney just a few steps back, control the distance, and I don't think Prograis landed. I think very few clean shots on Devin Haney in 12 rounds, and at that level, that's hard to do.
Now, Dalton, one fight Matchroom are trying to push for is the Jack Catterall Josh Taylor rematch. From your perspective, where what we've seen both of them of late, what happens in the rematch if they get it made?
Me as a boxing fan, also, that's the fight you want to see for both of those guys. They've got beef. One needs settling, and us as boxing fans want to see that. And I was actually with Catterall at the weekend. A lovely guy. And they need to get the fight on. I know Jack wants to fight, so yeah, that's the biggest fight out there for both of them.
Is Josh Taylor someone you look at and he's made no secret of the fact he's got limited fights left, but someone you look at and you're like, if you get to that level quick enough, that could be a potentially huge fight for you? Yeah,
massive fight, and me also. I always give, like I said, credit where it's due. What Josh Taylor's achieved in his career is something I want to do. He's the first guy in the UK to achieve undisputed, and like I said, if I keep on winning, get myself in a position for these big fights, most definite. That's what I'm in it for, the biggest fights.
All right, Dalton, busy fight week ahead. Thank you for speaking to Boxing News. We'll catch you soon.